Hi YouTube, DanL88 here. Obviously new to this, so be gentle in the comments. This will be my first video, and it will actually be the first video in this one particular series on what I'm just going to title How to Get Better as a Yu-Gi-Oh player. I'm hoping, I've come up with a few ways that I hope personally to get better, because I'm somebody who definitely could use a video like this, and there's nothing really out there. So I've identified a few key points on what I think will help me progress as a player, and hopefully will help a few other people progress as a player. And the end game of the video is hopefully for myself to top nationals in 2016. By nationals I mean WCQ. Obviously we all have a force of habit there. For me, it actually was nationals back home, but that's by the by. So the first thing that I personally need to eradicate is the fact of thinking that I'm a decent player. If I were a decent player, I'd be doing a lot better in the current competitive scene than I actually am. I stop making excuses. I've just gotta blame myself. I often think I didn't misplay that game when I must have. My opponent drew better than me. No, they didn't. They managed their resources better. There's that every now and then where somebody top decks the absolute card that they needed, and there's no other card in their deck that they could have top decked. But that's not really a regular occurrence. I need to stop generating other excuses. You know, my opponent drew better than me. All of this, it all needs to go away. The next thing would just be play more. Find a place where I feel that I can progress as a player. Don't pick an easy locals where you're going to win every week, because you don't learn and you don't improve by winning. You learn and you improve by losing. You can take more out of a defeat than you can take from a victory. You can analyze that any way you want, but honestly it's the only way that you're going to improve. So the local that I've identified for myself will be Voltage Games in Southfield, Michigan. It's about an hour and 20-minute drive from where I live, but I feel like it will definitely be worth it. There's a countless amount of players at that store that have done what I'm hoping to do, and I feel like that will help me grow as a player. I've got to stop being so narrow-minded in card choices. I feel like a lot of players are guilty of this too. You can't just take one point of view. You need to analyze everything from different points of view. Also, don't just play the best deck of the format. Everybody has a different play style, and everybody plays the game in a different way. You need to play what you feel comfortable with. Necros, I feel, didn't suit my play style. I think I definitely would have been more suited to Burning Abyss, which was actually what I topped the regional that I got my invite from with. And I went away and people were telling me to play Necros, and I played Necros and it didn't go well. You should know what kind of player you are. Are you the kind of person that likes to control a board? Are you the kind of person that likes to set up one big combo and one big win? Or are you of many gears? Can you do many different things? Personally, I like to have board control. I like to be in total control over the opponent and then just overwhelm them completely with advantage. I think that honestly stems from the fact that I played during GOAT control format. Back then, I was younger and better. I won this during GOAT control format. This was from probably, I think it was one of the biggest regionals in the time in the UK. It had a couple of 300 players, which back in 05 in England was a lot of players. And everybody was basically playing GOAT control. So back then it was an achievement. Now winning a couple 100 player regional is nothing. But in England it was something back then. It's just, we've got to learn to adapt. You've got to learn to adapt, move on, and evolve. It's what humans have been doing forever. you got to take it and put it on a much smaller scale into Yu-Gi-Oh. But it's honestly what you got to do. If you're not improving, you're getting worse. And if you're getting worse, you're never going to get where you want to be. And I know it's just a game, but every game that I'm in, I want to do the best. So if anybody's got any tips, any help, anything you can do, I will listen. I will input it into my videos. The next video that I will do will be a balance prediction thread. The first thing I'm going to predict, obviously, I'll spoil it on here. The first thing I'm going to predict is Jin banned. Konami generally don't like things that make people not want to play the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And Jin, although it's an easy out, and when it's broken it's either too late or too early, and you just overwhelm your opponent because they've spent a lot of resources going into it. I just feel that Jin and many other floodgates are actually not good for the game as a whole. So yeah, that's my first video. Hopefully I'll update a few, and hopefully people will start watching. And that's it from me. DanL88 signing off for my first YouTube video. Have a great day, guys.